I knew it was in for it. That's why I got this here with me. That's why I needed a lot of this to keep me going. To help me get through this. Oh, and why do I have this, I say? Why do I have this? Because I want to destroy this movie. I wanted to. So I knew it was going to be in for it. I wanted to avoid this. I probably didn't talk much about this, though. But you know what? I already knew what I was in for. Because, you know, the thing is, though, what pisses me off about this film, okay, is pray. That's the thing. I want to pray that I never want to see this movie again. I pray that this franchise just dies already. As long as other franchises they keep on milking it, you know, scraping the bottom of the barrel until it reaches the freaking concrete. I pray that I don't want to see any more of these franchises continuing. But no. What pisses me off is that this film is the highest rated of the series. 92% Rotten Tomatoes. 92%. Way higher than which I have this with me because I love this movie to death and is criminally underrated, highly underrated, and so unappreciated. I know some people love it. I know there are people who love this movie too. Not everyone, but there are some people who love this movie much as I do. And yes, I got the Blu-ray of this is pretty good though. And I also have a regular DVD of this film because that's a special edition. It has a lot of features on that one though. But I just want to hold this up because it's a Blu-ray of it. Because I like this here cover of it. But the thing is though, I love Predator 2. Criminally underrated sequel, one of the best underrated sequels, and if not the best. Yeah, I was like, no, screw it, I'm not apologizing for this. This is the most underrated sequel. It is. I'm not apologizing for this. I have nothing to be sorry about, okay? I'm tired of holding myself back on stuff, you know? Like, he said kinda, or whatever. No, I'm not apologizing for this. This is the most criminally underrated sequel movie of all time. For me. I know. But there's a lot of people that probably can say it's good. It's a good movie too, though. But the thing is, though, what pisses me off is that this film, this new one, gets so much praise. It's as good as the first movie. Good as the first movie. First of all, the first movie of Predator is a classic. It's a classic, and it's a fun, kick-ass movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, all the good things I can say about it. But the thing is, though, people tend to forget it's as good as the first movie, but they tend to bypass this because people can praise this new movie, but some people continue to shit on this movie. You know what? And you know what the thing is, so after seeing this and rewatching this movie again, it makes me want to love this movie even more. And you know what? Also, and after I did that, after rewatching this and watching that piece of garbage, this overrated piece of garbage, I would say, I immediately went and bought the poster of this movie because I don't see how much I love this movie. I don't see how I never got the poster of it. Must have crossed. I don't know. Must have flew out of my head, I guess. But you know what? As soon as I get the poster and I get it framed, it's gonna go right here where Insomnia is. And it's gonna be right there where I can show where y'all can see it, and it shows how much I love that movie. So it's gonna be as soon as I get the poster and framed, I'm gonna put it right here, right there, right there, because this is how much I love this movie. And it's so unappreciated, and people continue to shit on this movie. And this is why I take this and freaking just do this all the time. Predator 2. Why do people think people have their own opinions though, but the thing is though, I just don't understand it. Danny Glover as Mike Harrigan, badass character. He kicks a lot of ass in this movie. You know, when he fights the Predator, first of all, he, you know, shoots a whole bunch of times with a shotgun and shooting at missiles at it. You know, you want me? Here I am. And then when he takes his spear and pushes off the ledge, you know, and just, okay, pussyface, it's your turn. And takes its smart disc, decapitates its arm to destroy the self-destruct sequence, and Then his one-on-one fight in the spaceship, which, by the way, he sees the xenomorph head, the trophies. Which I reviewed this a long time. I reviewed this a while back ago. You can check my review though. But I feel like probably you know what? For Halloween month, I want to review this film again because after seeing this, I want to review this movie again. Because I think this film deserves the respect I think this film deserves the respect it gets. It deserves. And then even after he kills and he just stabs the Predator, that's right, asshole. Shit happens. And after when he's surrounded by a whole bunch of them, he's even more badass when he just was ready to take them on, all of them. He's like, okay, who's next? And the other one, he's talking to the captain. He's like, oh, you say cut it on my dick and shove it on my ass. And talking to Bill Paxton, the door swings both ways. Hey kid, welcome to the war. And then they're telling Adam Baldwin, the guys, fuck yourself. I mean, Danny Glover, he kicks ass and he takes names as Mike Harrigan. And Gary Busey, Bill Paxton, may he rest in peace, Robert Davi, Maria Cachino Alonso, Ruben Blades, and so even Adam Baldwin is in it as well. Highly underrated. I don't understand this. I thought the score was pretty good once again by Alan Silvestri. I guess I love the score more than the Avengers movies. I'm sorry. Because I grew up watching this movie a whole bunch of times. This is just so unappreciated. It just kills me about this movie. Why people continue to shit on this movie a lot. I know that people do like the movie, the sequel as well, but I'm saying like majority just still hates this movie. I have no idea why. I'll never understand it. And my times my brother says, "Oh, you're just overdoing it." I'm overdoing it because I'm passionate about this movie, you know? I mean, my brother, he's a fan of the Predator movies as well. I mean, he has figurines of the aliens and the Predator. He has them on shows. He has figurines of those, you know? But I guess he's not as a bigger fan of this movie like I am, I guess. And what else I think is also what I appreciate because. Okay, first of all, I had to take notes on this. I really did. I hardly ever take notes because usually I have a good memory, a whole bunch of things. But I really wanted to take notes this time, just because in case I forget anything. Yeah, so I literally had to take notes on this. Excuse me. So right off the bat, okay. And plus, you know what? I think is if this film got so much praise from critics, right? I mean, I'm just glad I'm glad this went to stream, not in theaters, because if this film got so much praise, I'm sure the film would have made a lot of money than all the other Predator movies. If this film got so much critical acclaim praise. Yeah, and it's just. Okay. And first of all, I wasn't big on the fan of setting it back during the 1700s. Which is quite funny, ironically. If people don't like if people don't like Predator 2, why are they trying to make it canon to this movie? Because they mention of the gun that the elder Predator gives to Danny Glover, the flintlock pistol that belongs to the guy. And who appears in this movie, the guy belonging to him, it was 1715, you know. Why? So if they must not hate Predator 2 that much if they want to try and make that canon to that movie. Which, by the way, that story that happens in this movie, I prefer what happened in that comic book that was much more interesting than we got in this. I mean, in the comic book, give the story about the guy who had that pistol. It was a time where there was pirates, and the Predator wanted to fight this guy because, for honorable warriors and all that stuff. Well, then they get surrounded by these pirates, and the guy, Raphael, he teams up with the Predator to fight these guys, and then he gets fatally injured, and that's when the guy gives the pistol to that Predator, which is that turns out to be the elder Predator we see in the ending of this movie. And that's how he got the pistol. And that's when he gave it to Danny Glover, because he was a worthy opponent. He killed one of his own kind. He was strong enough, a human, killed one of his own. That's why it gave him the pistol. Take it. That story was with that gun was better in that comic book than we got in this. To me, it butchered that story up. In my opinion. But I was not a big fan of what was taking place during that time. And plus, this is the first time the Predators went on that planet. Come on, I mean, AVP with the whole freaking Aztec thing, that was ages longer than that. So don't give me that crap that this is the first time, the Predators came to Earth. No. AVP, Alien vs. Predator, with the whole freaking Aztecs in the Antarctic, shows it was like thousands of years earlier they came. They were the gods, the whole freaking Egyptian thing, sacrifices with the face huggers and all that. Man, I gotta take big breaths on this. Telling you, this guy doesn't need to keep my head on with this. About to freaking lose it again. And the girl. Once again, it has to be a female girl in this because we didn't have a female girl to fight a predator yet. You're being sexist. I'm not being sexist at all. If the girl's acting sucks. Okay, nothing sexist or anything about that. If you think I'm sexist towards women, prime example: Ellen Ripley from Aliens, strong woman. Okay, what she did in Aliens to protect Newt and destroying the nest. And find the queen with that the mechanical. I forget what it was called. Get away from her, you bitch. Prime example. You think that's a strong woman? You think I'm hating on her? No. I don't like this character because she sucks in this. The lead girl, I don't care what her name is. She's a bland character, boring. She has basically no emotion. People has the same look on her face, blank face. This. Hello, is anybody home? Knock on wood. And she's very pouty because if people who praise this film, tell me this. Tell me what is worth praising for. Some of these lines of dialogue, right? Tell me these lines of dialogue, like when she's wants to be this big hunter, right? And whatever it was, her mother, I don't care who the other people in their tribe is. It's like, you're good at so many things. Why are you on the hunt? And then she goes and says, 'cause y'all think I can't do it. Boo frickin' who, Boo for cry me a river. Okay, and then also more of the tribes, I forget it was the brother or another tribesman says, I gotta take a squat. Hey, 92% Rotten Tomatoes. I need to take a squat. Just keep it in mind. 92% Rotten Tomatoes. This is the dialogue that gets praised for. It's smarter than a beaver. Dialogue. 92% Rotten Tomatoes. Keep that in mind. And plus, she does all these running around like it's parkour is what it is. Like with Hardcore Henry. When he's leaping from building to building, climbing, and or some of those people did when we jump off of walls or bounce off walls and other things. You were doing parkour stuff, right? She's just like jumping off of trees and just like, especially when she fights a predator and all the things. She's just like this, like she's like the only one who does all these parkour. She's fast and all that. And also, once again, they have to make this a slow build movie because, I mean, yeah, the first Predator, that's understandable because it was building up what was killing these men, who was skinning them, what killed their men one by one. I mean, they already did that, and what makes it different with Predator 2, because this film opened up with a freaking bang. You didn't need no slow burn in this. It opened up with the police against the Colombian cartels. There's fires, explosions, and Danny Glover just arriving on the scene. The Predator's watching all this. He's already there in Los Angeles, and he sees Danny Glover being the badass, moving from his car, moving out. He's sitting outside the car while steering the car to block it, and he sees him shooting the shotgun. Hey, assholes! It opens up with a freaking bang, and you didn't need a slow build for that. We already got the action already within just 10 seconds already. And and then finally with CGI animals, which is ironic if using CGI animals. I'm surprised the dog. She has this dog that's with them that wasn't CG. I'm surprised the dog was on CGI. Oh, humane rights. Well, yeah, I'm surprised the dog was not CGI. Well, there's a CGI deer, a wolf, and a bear. And that's when the predator is fighting the wolf, and then the bear. And oh yeah, speaking of the first movie I mentioned, they even stole dialogue from the first movie. You know, if it bleeds, we can kill. If it bleeds, we can kill it. And then there was even saying what Arnold says. It was like, "Oh, come on, do it!" You know, I'm surprised he didn't do it like Arnold does. Do it now. That's why they didn't do that part. It's like, come on, kill me! I'm right here. They didn't say that part though. But it's almost stealing the lines for the first movie. It's almost similar. Come on, do it. You know, if it bleeds, we can kill it. So you steal lines from the first movie. Or I'm surprised when they does bleed. I'm sure they didn't steal another line from what Arnold said. Bleed, you bastard. Surprised they didn't steal that line either. And then the predator, you know, attacks the wolf and it kills the bear. CGI wolf and bear. And it was quite funny that even a wolf and a bear. This predator is supposed to be a top-notch hunter, right? Even he allows like a bear and a wolf like get a hit on him. Like, I think when the wolf bites him and the bear just a swipe at him. So even a great predator, who all these predators from all these previous movies are so be like these hard to kill, right? But they let these animals get like a hit on them, and And also top of what I mentioned, possibly because we need CGI gore. You know what? I'm just so tired of seeing CGI blood and gore because it's so cheap and fake looking. Because we can't do nothing practical anymore. No real like blood squibs or all that stuff. You know, everything has to resort to CGI blood and gore. It just makes it look cheap and it looks fake. You know, you know what's funny? That's a nitpick I have with the John Wick films, though. But the thing is, though, I love the John Wick films. Yeah, I can let those go because, first of all, John Wick, Keanu Reeves is a badass, and all the characters I like the characters I've been liking. The action sequences they play off very well, like all the hand-to-hand combats and all that stuff. And there's so many badass like headshots and all that stuff. I love all that stuff. I'm willing to forgive the CGI blood in that because it's those films are such a badass to take, and Keanu Reeves is kicking ass and taking names as well. But just when it comes to like the creature stuff, you know, it's just so over the top of like CGI blood and gore. You just can't do anything real anymore. Everything has to be cheap, you know, and it looks so fake. And especially when you find a person fighting a CGI bear and a CGI wolf. And it's funny that it's quite funny. I mentioned with these new Star Trek TV shows, right? Where they're supposed to be prequels to the original show. It's quite funny. Those prequels to the original show, they look so much more advanced and high tech more than the original. It's supposed to be like directly before the original series, right? But yet it looks so much more high tech than what supposed to come into the original series. Same here. This Predator has like more high-tech stuff than all the Predators have if it takes place in this time, years before it was being canon to this and Predator. Because I guess all the technology, like the Predator and also in the first one, how they clean their trophies, the skulls and all these gadgets they do to clean it, to make it look nice and shiny. God damn. You know what? My stomach is acting up because I don't want to. It's getting mad at me talking about this baloney. But it had this Predator has this gadget where it sprays all it does is sprays this mist, and instantly just melts the fur and the flesh right off the bone. Boom, brand new skull, just instantly just melted off like it's acid. So I guess, hey, forget all those cool gadgets that the two Predators bring along in the first two movies. All I needed was this gadget. All it needs is spray mist, and that's it. No need to pack all this other cool gear with it, to clean your trophies. No. Just all you needed was that. And then it gets when it does get to the point where when they fight those the French soldiers, you could probably say you kind of say it's kind of like the best part of the movie. To be honest, yeah, it's kind of like the best part of the movie because all these guys are getting killed off, CGI blood style though, and they're which includes the guy who had the guy named Raphael with his gun, which he tries to fake his death though, but that didn't work. But that's when he gave the girl the pistol. So I'm like, if the girl had the pistol, then how in the hell did that predator have the pistol in the first place? What did he kill? I just prefer what they did in that comic book with that story. It made much more sense. And then, and the predator, it was the brother who stabbed the predator in the foot with a spear. I mean, this predator, he gets beaten up a lot. I mean, even a wolf and a bear got a hit on him. I'm like, come on. Come freaking on. He gets beaten up by everybody. Even like with the first soldiers are shooting at him, and everyone, the girl, the brother, the animals, they all get hits on him. This predator is such a wuss. Every single fight he gets into, he gets like a hit on him. I mean, this predator is such a freaking wuss, I mean, and then at the point when he fights the brother. Okay, because the whole point of these predators, they have this honor, this code of theirs of finding worthy opponents to fight with. This predator is a cheater now, because now he's finding the brother. And he gets beaten, and what he needs to do, he goes the cheap way and cheats by cloaking himself to kill the brother. So now this predator does not believe in honor anymore. Now he just goes and cheats to do that. Cheating bitch, A weak predator with no honor, and goes and cheats by cloaking himself to kill the brother. Yeah. It makes this predator and the other predator of the first movie more stronger than you are. And once again, CGI gore, it makes it look cheap and it looks fake. What is the film that gets the highest praise on Rotten Tomatoes, 92%? Why? I have no idea why. And then, oh my god, I can't hardly explain the stupidity of this. I need another one. Hold on a second. I need another sip of this because I know I have to explain this freaking stupidity of this. I needed that. So as what I was saying, when Arnold found out about his excess body heat, he hit himself in mud, but unintentionally though. But that's what he found out though. But it's mud. He had to use the mud later in the battle to hide his own body heat, right? So what does this predator? So what does this girl do? To hide her body heat? She eats a flower because it's supposed to be lowering her body temperature. To lower her body temperature. She eats a freaking flower to win against the predator. Let me move this aside for a second here. A flower. A freaking flower! Eat a flower to fight, almost basically winning as a predator. But the thing is though, she doesn't beat the predator physically. How the predator dies also to add more insult to injury, because they pull off a freaking stupid thing like they did in the last one, The Predator. Remember how in The Predator, when Sterling K. Brown had the creature's cannon on its shoulder, right? Sterling K. Brown was using that, but the thing is though, he goes and actually, you know the stupid thing was when he actually shoots himself in the head with that. The Predator does basically the same thing in this. When he shoots it, but he had the helmet was somewhere and it reflected off it or bounced back. It comes down and shoots himself in the head. So you freaking steal a stupid thing like that from The Predator, and you put it in this, and that's how the Predator kills himself. You know what? Screw that. I'm doing this a freaking lot again. They steal from a... I hated The Predator too, and they had a lot of freaking bunch of stupid shit in there as well. And but you think I'm hating on the lead girl? Hey, Boyd Holbrook was a freaking boring lead in that movie, and same with Adrian Brody in the Predators. So don't think I'm just hating on the lead person. Hey, the last two lead guys in the last two movies were guys, so don't think I'm just hating on her because she's a woman. No, because the last two leads in those previous movies were boring, lame villains. They might as well be villains. There were boring leads in those movies. So don't give me that bull crap. I just cannot start finding what this freaking stupidity is. I really cannot. I really cannot. You know what? It's making me frustrated. I need another one. You know, for every stupid shit I talk about this, every little thing I talk about this one, I need another one. I really need to just do, you know? It just freaking kills me. This is the stupid shit that this film, guys. 92% for all this stupid shit in here, and this is what kills me about this film. Still get shit on. Danny Glover will beat the shit out of this girl, and same with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay. I would say even Gary Busey, I would say, with his liquid nitrogen spray, he would just freeze the girl to death. You know. Just yeah, it's like Gary Busey just freeze the girl with his liquid nitrogen. Gary Busey is much better than this girl here either. Better casting: Bill Paxton, Maria Conchita Alonso, and Ruben Blades. You know, Danny Boy. You know, I bought the little or the friendship that he had with Danny Glover had with Ruben Blades. You know, 15 years we got on the streets together. You know, and it's, you know, especially when he confronted to Gary Busey, and he's like, okay, now this is personal, and he's saying and Gary Busey is saying you don't know what you're dealing with, but then Danny Glover just walks away doing this. This is why I think this is one of the most the most underrated sequel of all time, because it's crap like this, especially that continues in this franchise. It continues to get shit on this film, while this film gets so much praise up the ass. And it's just funny that people will say that the last film, when the Predator came out, they said, "Oh, this is the best Predator movie," and I was saying this now they're going back and saying this is the best Predator movie. I don't know what's worse. Was it Predators or the Predator or this? What I think is worse? Maybe I also would say that this film was the worst, probably because I mean, I don't want to give any of those last two films any praise either. Probably because this film gets the highest praise and people are saying this will continue to shit on this film. Maybe that's why it pisses me off so much, why I say it's the worst. Because, well, first of all, things like I said, boring lead, and which is basically no personality, no emotion, same blank face. Oh, she's in. By the way, in the poster of her with the alien, the Predator blood on her. Yeah, great. And that's when after defeating the Predator, she walks back with her tribe, and she's carrying the gun, right, still. And oh, by the way, more of the Predator ships are coming in into the atmosphere. Have come in from the atmosphere. So what? So what? They're just gonna destroy annihilate the whole freaking tribe, and that's when they get that's when it gets the freaking gun. This is a bullshit movie, and it's highly overrated. I'm sorry, overrated. Maybe that's the worst. Maybe just overstating that, but no, screw with it. It's overrated, okay? And absolutely, it's the worst film I've seen this year because it freaking pisses me off because it completely shits on this movie. This movie. That's why I think it's the worst movie this year. Yeah, the films. There's some films I hated this year. I mean, yeah, Doctor Strange, Thor, all that. They're much better than this. Yeah, I'll not say much though, but because I've been a fan of Predator 1 and 2 for many years, that's why. This is the worst. This is not this. This is the worst movie I've seen this year. Oh my god. Yeah, the character is not because she's a woman. No, okay, because the last two leads in the last two movies were guys. So don't give me that bull crap. Oh, because she's a woman. No, because she freaking sucks in this movie. Okay, she's bad. Okay. As I said, she plays mostly this face right here. And especially when it gets pouty because they go, oh, you think I can't do it. Boo freaking who, Okay? Yeah, and also it's just a great dialogue, yeah. Oh, you're smarter than a beaver. I gotta take a squat. And they steal lines from the first movie. If it bleeds, we can kill it. Come on, do it! Like I said, I'm tired of seeing the CGI blood and gore. I'm tired of it. It's cheap. It's fake. Okay. Can't do anything practical anymore. Oh, maybe the suit, maybe the whole Predator suit maybe was practical. If it was, okay, I'll give it that though. But the thing is though, there's an excuse for all the CGI stuff. Like I said, I'm surprised the dog was not CGI. Wow, here, you get a cookie for that. You get a dog biscuit. Here you go. What's funny? I just did a review previously, which I thought was much better, which was a lot better, much more fun than this movie. Bullet Train. That was the last movie I did previously, and that was a Bullet Train. I had fun with that movie. Hell of a lot better than this movie. That film got mixed reviews though. Like it has 54% Rotten Tomatoes. Much better movie than this. I'm sorry. Because Brad Pitt, he was fun, and it had better characters that were fun. Aaron Taylor Johnson, Brian Tyree Henry, Haruka Sadana. But there were much better characters. Even Michael Shannon too, as well as the character of the lead bad guy, White Death. Much more fun characters and Bullet Train. Brad Pitt and Sandra Bullock, Hell, even a cameo appearance by Channing Tatum was better than anybody in this movie. And I did complain to the nitpick of the derailment at the end of the movie it was CG overload though. The thing is though, it was a nitpick I did, okay, because I'm not really big on overblown CGI like that though, but it says he could just do like with models and stuff, But hey, maybe it looks, but hey, at least it was real looking, because you can't get more real than real. Here, CGI blood and gore. Nope, they can't do any practical squibs or anything. Like I said, even the stunt work, Hell, even speaking of stunts, even once again in Predator 2, after when Danny Glover cut the arm off, the Predator, the real Predator, not CGI Predator, falling down the building, trying to grab the wall, and grabs a pipe and falls right all the way back into the back of a building. Real stunt work. Not CGI. And it's so much more high tech. It has much more high tech than all the stuff they had in this movie, All you just need is get a freaking mist thing and just clears the trophies right off. clears the skin, removes all fur, skin, flesh right off the bone. So what's the point of having all these cool gadgets to clean your trophies with? If it was that easy. And so they butchered that story in that comic book, which I would rather prefer better. Oh, because trying to make a canon to this because of the gun. This freaking just kills me, you know. It really does. Just feel like I want to take this freaking thing and just whack on it some more because it makes me feel good. Yeah, I know, this is a movie, I know, calm down. But the thing is, though, it's just films like this, you know, they just keep on making this thing, they just keep making franchises on and on and on, you know. They can never do nothing original or anything, they just want to keep milking these old franchises on and on and on. One of the other films I enjoyed this year, you know, like Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent with Nicolas Cage, that was a fun film, that was like... It was Nicolas Cage playing as himself, you know? That was a fun movie. Hey, I've enjoyed Sonic the Hedgehog 2, you know? I enjoyed that. Was a fun sequel. So that was a sequel that I thought was fun, you know, because the character of Sonic was still good, you know? He was still, because the thing is, we established that James Marsden, you're still a kid, you need to learn your responsibilities, learn your mistakes, you know? Jim Carrey, he still was fun as Dr. Robotnik. He was still lively and vibrant. He still had... Jim Carrey had charisma as Dr. Robotnik still. Hell, even all the people, the cast of this movie or the first part had more energy and charisma more than anybody in this movie. Everyone was just a cardboard cutout or whatever. So, stupid dialogue... lame, boring lead. I never cared if it was set back in the 1700s because it began with that gun though. But the thing is, I wasn't in general wasn't a fan of it being set during the Native American times. Wasn't that interesting at all to me. Like I said, it's not the first time they land on their planet, okay? Because otherwise, AVP would have to be canon, and that goes all the freaking Aztec things. And the Predator was such a freaking a sissy wuss. Gets his butt kicked pretty much every single fight he gets into. This is like the most wussy fight of a Predator I've ever watched. I mean, hell, and especially speaking of a thing, there's one thing. There's one I'll say about Predators compared to this. How I said, would they kill the brother by cheating by cloaking himself because this thing has no code of honor, right? Finally gets worthy opponents. Predators from 2010, where was that one Japanese guy where they had a one-on-one fight with the Predator. That Predator knew he was gonna be a fight. You know, he didn't need to cloak himself. He wanted to be like a sword-on-sword fight, right? That's where they did all that thing. Yeah, the guy, he did manage to kill the Predator, but the thing is, it ended up him getting himself killed as well, though. So that Predator did not need to cloak himself to cheat to kill the guy, because that's what Predators do. They find worthy opponents to fight with. That's the whole thing of hunting for the sport. They want to find good opponents. Here, he has this because he's getting his ass kicked by a human. No, he has to go and cheat to kill the guy, cloaking himself to kill the person, the brother. And there's a freaking stupidity of the girl eating a freaking flower to help win against the Predator. That's what lowers the body temperature. Eating a freaking flower. I can't top that type of stupidity. That's like the stupidest thing I've seen in a Predator movie. It's almost as stupid that when I ranted previously on Doctor Strange, you know, the Multiverse of Madness, how America Chavez, how she got her power, right? How she accidentally sent her parents away because she got scared by a freaking bee. It was almost as dumb as that, though. But this is much more dumber. And then they steal from the Predator, where the Predator actually shoots himself in the head. just like Sterling K. Brown did in The Predator. Actually shoot himself in the head with a freaking cannon. So you think that was dumb? They had to steal a dumb idea to put it in this. God damn it. I don't know if I can go along with this thing, because I'm just getting way too pissed off about this movie. This is one of the most insulting films I've seen in a while, because I'm such a huge fan of the first two Predators, especially Predator 2. How it just makes me pissed. This film gets so much shit and crap and hate on. I'll never understand it. I mean, like I said, Danny Glover, badass as Mike Harrigan. He was ready to throw down against all the other Predators surrounding him. All right, who's next? And that's why that gun. That's what because they made a cannon with that freaking gun. That's why the Elder Predator gave him the gun in the first place. Take it, because he was a worthy opponent. Because a human like him killed one of his own, and he was worthy of that. I don't know what I'm gonna say. I gotta stop now before I pull this out of freaking proportion now. Well, I've already have with this. Anyway, yeah, that's my review of the Prey. I pray this franchise would die already. I pray that they would never make another one or another Alien movie when I keep on keeping with that. Which I wouldn't be surprised though, because these films are so successful and all this stuff, they're going to continue on. Especially now it's owned by Disney now, so gives me like a freaking migraine now. Like I said, I'll stick to watching this. Though I said this is the most criminally underrated sequel ever of all time, I would say. It's so underappreciated. That's why after watching this and The Predator and all that stuff, it makes me love this movie even more. And when I get the poster, when I frame it, I'll put it right there, so where everyone can see it, why I love Predator 2 so much. Hey, I love the first Predator. Don't get me wrong, it's a classic. Arnold is also badass as well. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, even my dog's barking right now. She's probably telling me to stop now. But yeah. But that's my review of Prey. Pray this film to go away forever, please. I pray this film to go away forever. But yeah, I just had to let out a bunch of steam, let out some steam Bennett style. Just rather watch this. High octane action, badass characters, score, dialogue, all the above. Like I said, I'll also go watch the first Predator 2 as well. The first one, I was saying. Stick with those. Screw Predators, screw the Predator, and most of all, screw this movie up its ass. Take this freaking crowbar and freaking shove it up its ass. This movie. Anyway, thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see y'all later on the next video. And in the words of Danny Glover's Mike Harrigan to this movie, fuck yourself!